We rolling? Going live in
3,
2, 1.
Live from Undercity Comics, this is Keeping Up with the Nerds, issue 252. I'm Sean.
Nick, Rene.
This is Bryan.
And welcome to the show. Hey! As you can see on the...
No, they haven't seen it yet.
Oh, not yet.
Not yet. They haven't cut.
Oh, we're not.
We haven't
We're not cutting to me.
So why did you have a camera?
Why?
Should've
Why?
just
No,
take-
the
just-
camera's there.
No, we
It's
should have
not
taken your
yet.
camera away.
Yeah.
The audio's there.
Now your
The
audio's
audio.
gone.
The audio's there for now. When will it happen? I don't know.
Cut his mic.
Cut his mic.
He's the one behind
one
the board.
Yeah.
Cut your own mic.
The reason.
You know what? Add like dramatic music before you show me.
Oh, yeah?
Whoever's editing this.
Build up.
No.
Oh.
Just the build up.
Because it's gonna be
I'm
anticlimactic.
gonna
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Because
be,
it's your face.
dude. I'm gonna be.
You know what? When Nick cuts
I-
to my face,
Yeah.
just like zoom in on my face. Don't show it. Don't show what happens.
I want to do it to the like the sad whistle. The just a bad recorder.
Yeah.
All right, by this point, they probably already seen me because
No.
someone. No,
I
not
haven't.
yet. No,
No.
Have you
I haven't-
posted it?
You
No,
said
I
no.
haven't posted anything on the
Okay,
Instagram.
I
okay.
haven't posted. You said
So,
not
what
to.
point am I going to be on camera? Who's editing the podcast this week?
That's a good question.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, shoot. It's me.
Okay.
All right.
So, what point do you want to show me?
When you give me the word.
Show me now.
Oh my God, Bryan, what happened to your hair?
Dude, I got angry. This is what happens.
Yeah.
All my
I-
anger. Nick
I'm-
pissed me off so much.
Dude, I'm
I
loving the
went
Guy
red and
Gardner.
blind.
I love the Guy Gardner look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Guy
looks good
Gardner
on
look?
you.
Yeah.
You look good as Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
Honestly, you could do this again for Halloween
I think
Dude, that'd be
for
cool.
Halloween.
and be
I think
Guy- and
Halloween's
be Guy
too soon.
Gardner.
I'll do it every summer.
Every summer?
Every summer.
No, I'm saying go blonde for Halloween and go as Guy Gardner. Get a little.
No, for Halloween, I'm thinking of doing Spider-Man, Penny Parker, little baby Penny
Oh,
Parker.
yeah.
And then Andy will be Spider-Gwen. That's
no,
like one of a costumes.
Be Guy Gardner and then just put MJ in like a green outfit and then she's like a construct.
Put her in a green morph suit. Yeah. Put her in a green morph suit attached to your ring.
I just wanted to be a father.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Issue 252. Check out our website, keepitupwiththenerd.com. Check out our socials, Instagram, Facebook, and xmen.com. Check our YouTube channel, youtube.com/keepitupwiththenerds. And check out our audio platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Podbean, now on YouTube Music as well. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget that we do have a Patreon now, patreon.com/keepitupwiththenerds. We have 2 episodes of post-credits up and running.
Yeah.
$5. $5 a month. And you're generous enough to provide people a 7-day free trial. So you guys can check out those episodes for free. And if you guys like the content, guess what? Just pay $5 a month. It's perfectly fine. That's like a quarter of what Netflix charges you for content.
Yeah, if anything, you're buying us like an energy drink and a half.
You're buying Nick a Big Mac.
Why Big Mac?
You said Big Mac last time.
No, I
That you were going
didn't.
to go get one.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Am I going to have to look for that? Because I'm not.
I don't really like Big Macs.
No, I might.
Junior owed him 2.
I don't like Big Macs all that.
Then why'd you say Big Mac the last time?
I don't know. I don't.
You were just feeling it?
Listen, I don't know half the things I say.
Well,
True. I can attest to this.
Half the stuff I say is just talking. I don't know what I'm saying.
Oh, my God.
Well, I actually have an idea for a Big Mac. So every time you get a Big Mac, you set aside an ingredient of that Big Mac. And then at the end of the week, you have a full Big Mac.
I'm keeping
It'll stay
my
fresh.
promise,
That's the
you
grossest
guys.
thing I've heard. All
When
week.
we got to 300 subs, I would dye my hair. So this isn't the final product. It's still going another level. I've gone from Super Saiyan, and I'm going to go Super Saiyan God.
Yeah, he was running around the studio going, no!
Yeah. It was the cutest thing.
What if I did that? Can I do that? Next summer? And then I just spike my hair up? That's dope.
I mean, you can instead of going full purple, you can go rose.
I could have gone rose.
You could have gotten
No, but then, no. I'm going to say it. Never
Could have
mind.
gone Super Saiyan rose.
No, okay, yeah, okay. I was going to go a different direction, but okay.
You're not Goku Black.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't want to say that.
It's okay. You're not black. It's
I'm
fine.
not.
It's okay.
Nah.
It's a terrible translation.
I know.
It's a
What if I just
terrible
went full platinum?
translation.
Yeah.
And then I can be
Why
Ultra
would you bring
Instinct.
that up?
That would have been dope.
One of the worst
Right.
translations. It's one of the worst translations.
There you go. One and done.
I actually started watching a new anime.
Which
What's
one?
the new anime?
I left an A-ranked party to join up with my students.
You left a what?
I
Is that the
left-
title?
That's the
Yeah.
title of the anime.
Oh,
Wait, I thought you left
gonna
an
say-
A-ranked
No,
party.
that's-
I'm like,
Another
that's-
so
generic
you
isekai.
left-
It's not an isekai.
Oh,
It's just what was it? A guy who isn't.
it?
He's on a
The show's
team
gone?
and he's a support. He's their support.
it's not like I just left this.
But they keep on feeling like he's not doing anything because all he does is like give potions and give support magic. And they were like, you do nothing. Like you don't get the kills and everything else. We do. And they're like one of the highest like top ranked A things. And then so they kick him out of the party. He then goes to go with a bunch of like rookies that like he trained
Loser.
once. Yeah. And then that A rank party plummets. Like they all just start like they fail every single quest they take now and everything else. And they're like, why are we failing everything we do? And it's like, oh, it could be because our sport's gone.
What's the name of the anime again?
Look it up. It's called I left an A rank party.
But you didn't say it that way.
It's I left an A rank party to join my students.
I legit thought that's what you did, and I was a little bit concerned. I'm like, what do you count as an A-rank party?
There it
the
goes.
first thing that popped up.
Yeah, I told you. I left.
that on
What's an A-rank party to
I
you, Nick?
left my A-rank party to help my former students reach the dungeon depths.
That's the full name?
That's
That
the
is
title.
the full title of this anime.
And in
25
Japanese,
episode, baby.
In
25
Japanese, it's like
episode.
what, 3 symbols?
no.
No, it's longer than that. It's way
What are they?
longer
What are
than
the symbols called again?
Hiragana,
It's called,
hiragana, katakana, and kanji. So
Kanji,
there's
yeah.
like, there's
you racist.
my bad.
Listen, all the squiggles look the same to me. All right, I don't know what they say.
Obviously not.
I think I might be wrong, but I think the hiragana is the one where it looks like kanji, where it's a bunch of symbols kind of mixed.
Yeah.
I
And
see.
then katakana is like the, like alphabetical, where it's just the chi, to, I, like whatever symbol it is, it'll make that.
Well,
You know.
The reason why I like it is because it's the first time that they actually introduced live streaming in a dungeon. So they actually have like little like magical / like technological robots
I see.
that'll follow you through the dungeon, and you can live stream it to the guild.
No, cool.
And that's how they gain their notoriety, because people watched their missions. People have watched them go through dungeons and everything else. It's very interesting. It's an interesting show. It's fun. It's a little corny from time to time, but it's fun.
Cool.
It's a cool little anime.
Yeah.
Well, besides that, does anybody have any interesting stories for the week and stuff like that before we go into main topics and
I
comic
picked up
strips?
poop today. That's
You
Oh
what?
yeah, yeah.
That's nasty.
He had a shovel earlier.
What the heck?
Yeah, I
Can you
did.
write that down for me,
Somebody, somebody had. We don't know who. Somebody had pooped, like had taken like a massive dump in front of like where we have camp, like
Okay.
where the
Like a
actual
human
facility-
being went
Like,
Yes,
toilet.
yes.
it was human
It
logs.
was definitely human.
Adult?
Yes,
I'm pretty
probably.
sure because the logs were like that long.
And we have little kids.
Dude, like they were
If
like
that came out of a kid, I'd be concerned.
dude,
like,
it was
what?
three logs like stacked on top of each other.
What? Oh, stacked?
Like they were
So
stacked.
there was precision.
Dude, he could aim. that person could aim, man.
Like you wanted to build a Minecraft home and said, like, it's too
Yeah,
much work,
man.
guys. I didn't have enough Taco Bell for this.
Yeah, dude, and like nobody wanted to clean it. Like they were just like, "Oh, we're gonna get somebody else to clean it," and I'm like, "Dude, it smells."
So who cleaned it?
I did.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Because I was.
They're not
I-
paying you enough for that.
Dude, I was fed up smelling it. I had to stand because the table that I sign out that the kids all sign out from, and I have to stand at, is literally 5 feet away from it. So I'm just smelling poo the entire time, like the entire shift.
Should
And
have
I'm
gotten
like,
the air freshener from the restroom
Dude.
and just like sprayed it on the floor and
oh
around.
yeah, so now it just smells like air freshener and poop. Yeah, that's way better.
Or throw Lysol on it.
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't have fixed it. So I ended up putting it into like a sweeper, like the little dustpan. I got that, put it in the trash bag, threw it away, and then I got the hose and I went shh, and I sprayed everything down. It still smelled it. You could still smell it.
That was the highlight of your Friday?
No, I mean not necessarily
highlight
the
of your
highlight.
week?
I mean,
No, the highlight
You're like,
highlight of my highlight of my week is Dungeons and Dragons. Man.
Dungeons and Dragons. Well, you know
Bro.
what? Can we let's
Dungeons
talk
and
about something,
Dragons.
or actually let's talk about our sponsor before we talk about your highlight of the week.
All right.
Highlight of the week is brought to you by
Debbie. Feeling drained? Need to stay sharp and focused without any jitter? Try Dubby. The sugar-free energy drink powder with a unique formula designed for clean energy and laser focus. They used high-quality coffee cherries, clinically shown to boost brain performance. No artificial colors, no filters. Just smooth, effective energy to help you conquer any task. Dubby has a wide variety of flavors. Several flavors for every taste bud. Use code KeepUpNerd at checkout for a 10% discount.
And trust me when we say, guys, Dubby tastes pretty smooth.
This one, this was
Flavors
pretty
are
good.
great.
I wanna try this one.
Oh yeah, because we haven't tried that one. We tried, what was it? Beach Peach?
Peach, yeah, Beach Peach.
Peach?
Beach
Beach
Which
and
one's that one?
Cosmic,
That was a creamsicle one?
yeah.
Maybe for comic strips we can open
Cali
up that one
O
up.
Cream.
Oh, that one's out.
I heard that one's a pretty popular one.
Cali O Cream.
Yeah.
I want to try that fruit punch one.
So how about this? During comic strips, we open one up.
Yeah,
We'll do a
open it up.
mid-card ad read.
I'm gonna disappear for a quick second to
Where
get
you going?
water ready for this.
Oh, I was
He
gonna
doesn't
say.
have- he doesn't have
Oh,
water in it. So it for my D&D session by far was like the funniest thing ever. Like I loved it.
Why?
It was so great.
Who
Because
did
we're
what to who?
we're 3 sessions away from finishing. Like
Oh.
like a 9-year
Climaxing?
campaign. Like we're hitting our climax.
Oh, okay.
Right now our DM is edging the hell out of us.
Oh, okay. So he's
And so we got
soft
to
and gentle or rough and tough?
Oh no, it's rough and tough. It's
Oh.
great. So so mind you, we're showing up for this final battle. Like, we're showing up for the second to final battle. We're flying in and we're thinking it's just gonna be a 2-on-1 battle.
No. He's expecting foursome.
He sent an army.
Oh.
He sent an
Oh, dang,
army,
dude.
dude. It's like 1,000 men plus like 3 henchmen and like the main person. Mind you, it's only me and my buddy. And I'm like, there's a lot of people. Like, there's a lot of people we gotta fight. Like, oh my god. So he goes, okay, so you can do this one of 2 ways. You can either do it where you just go balls to the wall, you fly in and you start the fight, or you can let the big bad have a monologue. It's up to you. You want to talk to him? If you want to talk to him, you guys can plan more stuff.
Did you talk to him?
We did.
Yeah.
My DM
What was your minimum role that you needed to be able to?
to talk to him.
succeed,
It wasn't even that. So the whole point was, as we were going through it, we had this plan. So we were gonna go talk to the big bad, and we had this giant army. Well, a couple of sessions ago, we were able to reconstruct golems that we had to fight, like giant golems, like 10-foot golems that are like all muscular, everything like that. Totally destroy, will destroy anything in its path. They were really hard to take down. And we were level like 15. So what we said is because they activate, because they're little stones. So we just used our activation word, and basically I have a flying beast that flew it all the way up to like critical mass.
A flying bison.
It is a flying bison. It's a flying bison. We call him
yep.
Diddy. We call him Diddy.
Diddy.
Diddy Kong?
That was what we named him for.
Oh, okay.
We did name him for Diddy Kong.
Diddy Kong, not the other Diddy.
No, we named it before the name was bad.
Not the.
Let's all remember this is a 9-year campaign.
And there are
Things have
other
not-
Diddies out in the world.
Things have not aged well.
Yeah.
So anyway, so he goes all the way up to terminal velocity, and then the golems are on top of him, and he just flips upside down and drops the golems from just the atmosphere and just straight all the way down until it hits the ground. So we're monologuing with the big bad. And then the big bad, every single one of our big bads has had some kind of a musical number leading up to our fight. Like he goes into like his own music realm where he then like has like a small music video and then like basically tells us how we're all pieces of crap and then goes in to beat us up. So our DM came up with a full-on rap that just like, it was like a 2-minute rap for the whole section, for like the entire like 9 years. It was great. It was fantastic. I loved it. It's rock hard.
Rock on, brother.
It was, oh yeah, dude, rock hard. Anyway, so the big bad is about to like send his army to kill us, and then right as like we're about to do it, we were like, he's like, I don't know why you guys didn't just attack us in the very beginning. It's like, well, it was because we were waiting for this. And then just boom, like you just have two golems smash down into the middle and just decimate the army. And then our DM is like, okay, cool, like let's roll the golems damage and we'll roll everybody else's damage. And then my buddy is like, oh, I think you need to check the golem's stat block again. And he goes, what are you talking about? And he goes, I think you should really check the golem stat block. And he goes, why? And he goes, because at the very bottom of the stat block, it says immune to fall damage. That is what this is. This is fall damage. And he goes, why would I add that? And he goes, I don't know. You added it. So now we have it. We have golems that are immune to being dropped from the heights of the world
It's pretty cool.
and take 0 damage.
So what was the end of the story?
Oh, dude, we're halfway through the fight.
Oh, halfway? This isn't even done?
Dude, we're barely in the halfway point of the fight. The golems are taking on an entire army by themselves while we're dealing with the big bads.
Oh, you guys are sipping lemonade.
No, dude, we're not sipping lemonade. No, because the big bad has this thing, like, so he took the idea from Resident Evil, where they have, like, a seed that's on them that's amplifying them.
Yeah. The Ouroboros kind of
Like
thing.
the Ouroboros thing. So he took that from them, but on this one, it made so each seed has had, like, a different effect.
Yeah.
So this effect has been that he is resistant, if not immune, to every form of damage except for the one that is showing on the seed. And it's just a color. So you have to figure out what type of damage that color corresponds with. So the first one was fire. It was red, so it was fire. The next one was blue, water damage. And then the last one right before we ended was purple for acid damage.
Okay.
So it was funny, though, because we were fighting, and I had every single one because I'm a Way of the Elements monk. So I have fire, water.
So you were an avatar.
I am an avatar. Anyway,
Why do you think he has a bison?
that's why I have a bison.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why I have a
didn't
bison.
click. Okay.
But
All right.
but he's an elephant. He's an elephant avatar.
See, this is why I chose to tell Nick instead of you about the magic thing.
So what ends up happening is that we're
I'm
getting
gonna
to
fight you, Sean.
we're getting to the end of the session, and he's
love
like,
suck you
all right,
off.
I love
you
you.
get one more.
Suck you off.
Let him finish the story.
So
That's private
we're-
stuff.
So we're getting to the end of the session, and
Sorry.
he's like, okay, so what's the last thing you
Patreon,
want to do? So he's like, what's the last thing you want to do? And I go, I want to attack him. I want to use my fist, blah, 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 monk stuff. And he goes,
You know, like the monks, dude.
Yeah.
You climb up like 85-degree hills.
yeah, dude, monk stuff.
Yes.
You know, like look at you, and all of a sudden you got hit by 1,000 blows, but you didn't see the arms move at all.
Exactly,
You know,
monk
Yeah.
stuff.
be bald, but somehow have hair.
Yeah, monk stuff. So it was funny because
Just a long ponytail.
Carry
'Cause I-
beads, but don't know what they are.
So I went to go hit him, and then as I go to go hit him, I used a spell that made my hand like my nails and everything else grow, and I slashed him because I took a single level in Druid. So I had this thing called Primal Savagery, and so as he was going through it, he goes, nothing in your stat block has acid damage. What the hell did you hit him with that has acid damage? And I go, Primal Savagery. He goes, where did you get Primal Savagery from? I go,
2 years ago.
I go, remember 5 years ago when I took,
joking.
when I took a single level in Druid? And he goes, the single level in Druid you took for role-playing reasons?
Yeah, wait, who's your DM? Do you not, has he not played, Oblivion or Skyrim or anything? That's kind of what you do.
No, but the thing is that I took it purely for role-playing purposes.
I know.
It's
But
just
I-
one level.
Purely for roleplay.
Yeah, and it's just
Purely-
You
one
weren't
level.
even doing
It's
the
a single-
strategic
and it's a
option of it.
single level of Druid.
You just said
And
I wanted to be druid,
Not only that,
because
I
skill.
have never used any Druid. In the last 5 years I've had Druid, I've never used any Druid abilities.
So you did it as a joke.
I did it primarily as a joke, and in the final battle, it's coming to save me. Clutch. And then he goes, and then he's like, I totally forgot you even went Druid. And I was like, I have a single level. That's all I needed to get this.
It's
He
like
goes,
he's part werewolf, but he only grows
no,
one
and then he
thing.
goes,
Yeah.
what? No, and he goes, what level spell is this? Like, when do you get it? And I'm like, at level 1, you get it. At level 1, you get this spell. I go, so it doesn't even cost me key points. It just costs me a spell slot. Let's do this.
That's awesome.
And he was laughing. Oh, it actually doesn't even cost me a spell slot because it's a cantrip. I can just keep using it. It's
Oh,
So-
even better.
I got a question for you guys, because
It's so
hearing
much
Nick's
fun.
story, it all makes sense to me, right?
so much fun.
But do your significant others ever realize that
I'm a
Huh?
nerd. And I'm a
that you're,
nerd.
yeah, you're nerd.
Monica walked in at the end of the session.
Did you just cuss right now?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, Rene needs to. Write
Anyway,
but no, like, does she ever like realize like, oh, you actually are a nerd? Because I had that moment with Andy last night.
I feel like Monica
Chrissy's come to
like.
terms.
I feel like
Yeah,
Monica.
Warhammer figurines are posted in the living room.
Yeah.
Yeah, your entire living room is literally a dedication zone to Warhammer.
I
No.
have a clone trooper helmet that's just sitting in the living room right now.
Oh my god.
So I mean, yeah, she knows. She knows, but also like
She forgets the extent.
but also
Yeah.
I feel that also she'd rather me doing this.
Than drugs.
No, than like
Being a hoe.
I could hold on.
He could be out
I
there
would-
slinging his dick like a rubber band. She doesn't want that.
I could be at a bar getting drunk with my friends and everything like that. But you know what I'd rather do? I'd rather sit at home and do make believe and roll dice. I feel like that's a win because she knows exactly where I am.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of so. The moment that I had last night with Andy was because Pokemon Worlds is coming to Anaheim this year. So I was like, dude, I wish I could go. But I think in order for you to go to Worlds, you have to be invited. So you either have to. I don't think there's tickets like for general admission.
I feel like there is.
Yeah.
I looked and I didn't see any. But I
Because
had
at
to
least
double
for
check.
Magic the Gathering, like tournaments and stuff like that, you can still go to the event.
So I'm gonna
and-
figure out if I can then, because I really
Maybe who
wanna
knows?
go.
Maybe it's a free. It could be a free event just
Could
for
be
an audience
because that was free. You had to pay to play in the
compete.
tournament.
To compete.
Yeah.
Because
So-
I know that when Yu-Gi-Oh was in Vegas,
Yeah.
you could go and watch for free, but the actual admission was like $50.
Because I want to go
partake.
because the finals for the video game are hype. I love seeing the finals for Worlds. But I was telling her, I'm like, if I really wanted to like compete in Worlds, I think my best way to enter would be through TCG. Video game's way too competitive. Pokemon Go, I don't understand.
I feel like TCG is just
It's expensive.
Oh, you mean like actual TCG? I thought you meant the game.
No. A Pocket, I don't think has a competitive.
No.
If the deck is under $500 and that's for like let's say a top tier, it has a strong win rate.
It's
and it's
worth
under
it.
$500.
But that's
yeah.
the thing is that Worlds. I think there was a deck at Worlds that won. That was under $60.
You just need to understand the meta.
You do.
And honestly, if your brain can put the pieces together, you'll be able to build the deck.
But
and
that's what
figure
I was
it
telling
out.
Andy is that
Counter
like,
the nuances of what people are doing.
No, yeah, 100%. But I was telling Andy, it's like the deck may be $60, but you're spending $60 every time a new set comes out because especially if you're running a deck that has to constantly change, you have to input the new cards and spend the money on the singles to modify the deck. And you can get like the cheapo
singles.
cards.
Yeah.
It's not a problem. It's just a lot of investment and a lot of time. But then that conversation went on to like other TCG. And so she's like, well, how expensive are every other card game? And I'm like, well, they're not super expensive.
Depends.
But it depends, right?
Magic
and so I was talking, Magic's expensive.
Yu-Gi-Oh gets up there too.
Yu-Gi-Oh's up there, but I was telling her, I'm like, yeah,
Well,
you can
legacy.
buy a card.
If you're playing a legacy tournament for Magic the Gathering, your deck is well above $40,000 because you have like the Power 9. You're playing with the Power 9. You're playing with
you're playing with cards
beta,
that from the original
alpha,
original
dual
sets.
lands. Even just like the basic lands that they have, and if they're like in good quality condition, that's already like $40 for
But I
one
was
piece of
listening
mana.
because I used Yu-Gi-Oh as an example of like how you have to have, because I think Yu-Gi-Oh is one of the most clearest. It's the most defining card where you can tell it's an official card because you can only use official cards for tournaments, right? So when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh, you have your marker on the bottom right that shows if it's an official card.
Yeah,
and
that
then you have
stamp
your editions
sticker.
on the bottom left, which will show you how much the card may be worth. So like first editions might be like super expensive, but like further prints are going to be a lot cheaper. And so I was like breaking all this down to her, and then I was listing the different mechanics that Yu-Gi-Oh has, and I listed them all, and she's just like, I keep forgetting you're an actual nerd. And I'm like, yeah. Like, I mean, this is what I grew up playing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. To me, it's always strange.
my
that,
bread
like,
and butter.
Did she look at MJ and she was like, "And you're a baby nerd." Oh God, I'm surrounded. They're everywhere.
No,
and, then
she
you
looked-
and then you see Joey, and Joey's like inside of the Master Chief helmet. Just she's like, "Damn it, not you too.
No, he's wearing the Doom Guy helmet.
They're everywhere."
Can I,
After
Renee? Do
what?
you mind if I make an
Oh, towards you.
announcement?
All right, I gotta be
You're
quiet.
pregnant.
Do you mind if I make an announcement?
Go for it.
Yeah, what's your announcement?
As a recording of this episode, it is Renee's birthday.
We got you, W.
Happy birthday, Renee. We got you some dubby,
We got you some
dog.
W.
Dubby. Yes. Do better.
For
No, it's-
Renee's
Be
birthday,
better.
It's pushing Peach
for Renee's birthday, Sean will do a lap dance.
right now. Right now. Is that wait? Is that post credits? Is that post credits? That's a post credits
that's
thing.
post-credits,
I feel like
yeah.
you should have to pay for that.
I don't know. It could be. It's up to you, buddy. Whatever you want to do.
You want a post credits a lap dance?
Post credits a lap dance. Why can't that just be in the episode?
Because I feel like you
I feel
should.
like
That's
fans
peak.
would
That's
wanna see that.
that's past. That's it's peak. It's also rated R. The moment you unbutton one button, rated R. We have to censor bar.
First off,
And you're editing.
Please.
yeah.
You have to censor yourself.
It's just gonna be one big censor bar. Just
I'm not gonna lie, that would be hilarious.
That was so funny.
That's a skit right there.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Can
we
we
got a
do
packed
that?
show for
I
you
don't
guys
know how to
today.
animate moving images. It's hard.
You can do it. You can do it on CapCut now.
Yeah,
Just
but
make
he's
the
using
box and-
Premiere.
Just make the
Yeah.
box and put the video.
You're asking
Talk
too
about it
much.
later. Talk about it later.
You're asking too
Yeah.
much.
I need help. I need help.
Every time I tell you it's like it's too much, you're like, we'll talk about it later.
I genuinely do. I was telling Rene I want to take like a master class for editing effects and stuff.
Just
yeah,
go
for
YouTube.
Premiere.
Just YouTube everything.
I feel like
No,
YouTube doesn't
I
work with
I
you.
genuinely want structure. I want a structured
Oh, okay.
syllabus. I want to like learn.
yeah.
But
this-
I feel like because I've sent him like video tutorials,
Uh-huh.
and then halfway through he then goes, I don't.
He doesn't get it. You're
Yeah.
you're a class boy.
He needs to be.
You're a little
taught.
schoolboy,
He need-
I'm a visual learner.
which makes sense.
I'm
Nothing
a,
wrong with that.
I'm a visual person.
yeah, the
So
video.
no, yeah.
The video I sent him was a YouTube video.
Yeah, I know.
It had visuals.
No, well, remember specifically. Okay,
There were pictures.
you
There were
butthead.
pictures.
Look at there,
Step by step.
My thing didn't have that setting, and I told you guys, and you're like, "Well, is it there? Is it here? Oh, damn, you even went on
I
the
did.
call
I
and
couldn't
you saw."
find it. I couldn't
So
find
it's
it.
like at that point, I need
You need the
proper
master
teaching.
class.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a packed show for you guys today. What time is it right now for the show?
27.
27. Perfect. All right. So, main topic for today, 28 years later, you three went on a threesome date, which is fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is great.
Why do you sound so jealous?
Because I am. I actually really, again, I'm
We
missing out on all
throupled
these
it up.
movies.
Bryan missed out on a good movie.
Yeah, I keep
did.
missing
Yeah.
out on some bomb-ass movies.
Oh, also, Sean is no longer a peasant.
Woo!
Yeah.
Sean
got-
finally got
Lord
it.
Sean
got
of the
A-list.
A-listers. Spit on the peasants that don't own it.
And you know what the messed
They're
up
not
thing
worth
is?
it.
You know what?
Where's
They're
my
not-
spit?
they're not
You want
worth
to
my
know what
spit.
the messed up thing is?
What?
His first time having an A-list, very first time. He looked at the ticket and he goes, "So why aren't we doing IMAX?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Because this is where we can find tickets." And he's like, "But I don't want to go to normal." Like
A
what-
normal
what-
theater.
like,
Oh, so his
wait.
privilege show.
Yeah.
his privilege immediately, like,
Wow, dude, not even a minute
dude,
in.
it was like he was it was like he got nominated as the Duke of Nottingham, and he immediately went, "I want to tax everybody."
I'm going to ask you
Oh,
the same
no.
question.
No.
Sean, I'm going to
No,
ask
no,
you
no.
the
I
same
want
question.
everybody-
I just had a standard because if I'm paying for something, I'm gonna want to experience.
Sean,
I want to get my money's worth.
There was no seats.
Sean,
Yeah,
I'm going to
that's fine.
ask you something, okay? The same question Nick asked
Okay.
me when I became a lord of the A-lister.
Okay.
How did it feel?
It felt good.
I was there with him.
It felt real good.
Did you go through the premiere? Did you go through the premiere line?
Dude, when you
I
walked through
did.
the yellow tape, when you walked through the yellow line?
I always
Did it
walk
feel
through the
good?
yellow line.
Well,
he
yeah,
always-
because
he
we
always-
allow you to.
Yeah.
We
You
allowed you
allow
as a
me
friend.
to-
All right, but now you own it. Now you're a part of our
Yeah.
you're a part of our group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what the messed up
We
thing is?
I
We
Here's
know.
the-
snuck you in.
Here's the messed up
Oh
thing.
yeah.
He has sent he sent all of us a request. We've all responded.
Except me.
He has not accepted it.
Oh no, that's not the messed up thing. It's I don't have anyone to mooch points off of now.
Oh yeah. And we
Because you
all
guys,
said
you
don't.
guys
I
were getting my
realized,
points.
Oh yeah. Why do you think we were like we all went like, "Oh, Sean, don't worry about it. You just scan mine."
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
I mean, I
Don't
don't
worry
have
about it.
points. Take
You'll totally
them.
get a discount.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't
It's
worry.
fine.
You-
This works
So-
like a pyramid
so-
scheme.
so I feel
we
like-
got you in.
I'm entitled.
Now you have to get someone else.
No,
in.
no. I'm entitled to at least a popcorn.
You know what?
At least a popcorn.
Easiest thing you can do is take your wife to the movies.
There you go.
Because now you're only paying for one ticket.
And take your brother to movies too.
And that adds up as points. As
That
well,
does
too.
because when
It
you
does.
take it, when you buy a ticket for them,
And then for your birthday, you get a free popcorn and soda.
Yeah,
What I-
unfortunately, I missed that a few days
see
ago.
what I do. No, it goes for the whole month.
I couldn't redeem it. I went to rewards and it wasn't there. I was like,
You did
damn.
it
Because
after your
you have to do
birthday.
it. You did it after your birthday
Yeah.
night before.
Yeah,
You can still see.
that's what I just did.
Just go to customer service and just say I didn't get a chance to redeem it.
ID, phone, please.
Yeah, honestly, I'll go with you. You want me to Karen out?
Please, can I have
I'll
some
Karen
popcorn?
for you.
No, don't
I'll
Karen
get it for
me.
you.
Don't Karen.
I'll get it for you.
No, because if you Karen, I'm gonna yell at you.
But I'm gonna get it. I'll get it for you.
No, Nick's Karen isn't even a Karen.
It's
It's
just
like
just
level 1 Karen.
yeah, I just get things.
Yeah.
Like
or
when
steals
we-
them.
Oh no, I went to. So they walk in for 28 years later. They
Mind
sit
you, we're
down-
not seeing an
28.
IMAX.
What the? What does it change for you all the time?
I don't know. It's numbers. I'm autistic.
So we went to go see it in just a standard formatted theater. We didn't get to see it in Dolby. We didn't get to see it in IMAX.
It was still good though.
It was
no,
really
it
good.
was.
okay, no. Okay, me and Sean got there early. We got not early, but we got there
On time.
on time. And then and then we're waiting for Nick. And then Nick walks up with his drink and his IMAX poster.
Yep.
He's all, "Did you guys get a poster?" No.
You know, at
We're
some
like-
point, Nick, at some point, you have to start realizing that when you ask us questions like that, that's just being dumb. Like, it's not even like being like, oh, genuinely asking, did you guys? No, obviously, we don't have your power of what is it called? Charisma.
It's not a
It
power.
is. Your
I
charisma
literally-
rating is like an 8.
I have the power of charisma. I'm just too lazy to use it.
I literally
I-
just
I-
Charisma is
asked.
like at a 7, if anything.
I
Nick's like a
ju-
9.
I just
I know
asked.
NLP.
What?
NLP, neuro linguistics programming. No,
anyone know what that
dude,
is?
Google
I
it.
don't know
Google
what
it.
It's a way of talking to get your way.
Oh.
Anyway, all I did was I asked because I went
They
through the
didn't
thing.
care. They just gave it to
Yeah,
you.
I walked in and I saw the
people
poster
labeled
sitting
that?
there.
There's a label for that?
For what? Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Why didn't you get one for every single, like for everyone else?
because the guy only gave me one.
Why didn't you go like, hey, I got some buddies that are probably.
I told them to go get it. I said,
Yeah,
go
but they're
over.
not going to. You have one person who doesn't want to do it, won't ever do it, and you have another person that's too shy to do it because he's too humble.
I will just say it is a dope poster though. It's
It is
It's
because
actually
it's the
a pretty cool
skeleton, it's the
poster.
skulls in the pyramid,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, it's
sick.
pretty dope.
No,
with
it's just a skull.
Oh, it's just a skull?
It's just a skull with like blood coming down it. It's really sick. It's a really cool poster.
That's cool. So 28 years later, we'll be talking about that. We got a short comic strip for you, and then post credits will be filmed afterwards. We'll tell you guys throughout the show what it might be. 28 years later,
I can smell it from here.
Yeah. Question.
it smells good. What's up?
Do you mind if I do half a serving this time?
Why?
So I think you
because-
felt like it was too sweet last time.
No, not that. Just because, like,
Are you scared of the caffeine?
no, I'm not. I'm just asking.
No, do a full serving.
No,
Do a full serving.
Yeah, you deserve
Do a
it.
full serving.
Sean, it's
Deserve
Dubby. Yeah. And how do you get Dubby? Go to dubby.gg and use code what?
Keeping up, nerd.
Keep up, nerd.
Keep up, nerd.
For 10% off. There we go. Tell us how it tastes afterwards.
Oh yeah.
20 years later. So this movie takes place 28 years after 28 days.
No, it's 28 years after
After
the outbreak.
2002. The years,
So after 28 weeks.
is that when 28 weeks
No,
takes place?
it's 20. It's 28 years from
From the
beginning-
first infection.
from the first outbreak.
Exactly.
Yes.
So after 28 days.
Yes, but you
Yeah,
said
that's what I
28
said.
weeks.
Yeah.
That's why we were confused.
28 years takes place 28. Yes.
Years
Okay.
after
Anyways.
the events
Yes.
of 28 days
So
later.
this movie is.
So here was the funny thing. So I was talking to Monica, and Monica goes, and I was talking to her, and I go, oh yeah, it's based off of it's the trilogy. It's part of a trilogy of movies. The first one was 28 days, then it was 28 weeks, and then and then she goes, let me guess, 28 months, and I was like, no, it's 28 years. She goes, why didn't it?
Skipped.
Yeah, then she was like, oh, why not 28 months? And I was like, oh,
That's stupid.
and I was like, I don't know, they didn't have the time. I don't know.
It wasn't in the budget.
Like, I don't know. And then she goes, and then it was so funny because then she goes like, well, when the first one came out, has it been 28 years since the first one came out? And I go,
No.
no, I think it's been maybe 20. And then she goes, then why would you call it 28 years?
Because it's 28 years after the outbreak.
Because you double it and give it to the next person.
I just thought it was so
Don't tell me
funny.
she asked what's the next one after 28 years, 28 decades. She asked?
She was like, and then I just started laughing, and she goes, I realize I'm being a dick. She's like, I know I am, but it's funny. And I was like, you're such a jerk.
So what did you answer when she said what happens after 28 years?
I just want to talk to you about it.
Talking about the movie.
I just want to talk to you about the movie.
And you ruined it.
I'm gonna go play some D&D with my friend now. Don't talk to me for the rest of the day.
I did. Also, I thought it was funny because when we had D&D that day, she made us ham sandwiches and she cut them into like triangles.
That is so cute.
And she left
God, you're
and
such
she
a
left it there.
stupid little nerd.
It was so funny though because
little ham
'cause-
sandwiches.
No, because me and my buddies were eating them, and then as we were finishing them, we finished the whole plate of ham sandwiches, and we're sitting there, and then my buddy goes, do those sandwiches have crust on it? And I go,
She cut the crust?
no, and I was like, oh, yeah, they had crust on it. And he goes, oh, okay, I would feel like a child if she cut the crust off.
She's serving Capri Sun or
Oh my god! With your Dunkaroos.
He was like, oh, I would have felt like a child if she would have cut the crust off.
Where are my Capri Suns?
Yeah, now I feel it's okay. I'm a man. I'm a man now. It had crust on it.
Yeah. Nick goes,
Would
we
like
don't
to
got
try
no
it.
Capri
Is it
Suns
good?
in here.
I haven't
Kool-Aid
tried it yet.
jammers.
Try it.
Try it.
Live shout out.
I poured some in here.
Brought to you by W.GG.
That's why.
Keep up, nerd. 10% off.
But I want to try that one.
You can try it after then.
But anyway, so that's Monica's response to.
Oh, sounds good.
You guys realize that if you take it at the same time, you guys can't cut the camera.
I know that's his problem though.
That's a lot of work.
That's pretty
Not
good.
a lot of work.
I like that.
Yeah,
Ooh,
it's light,
yeah.
creamy.
I mean, what is it called again? Cali cream? Calio cream?
Calio cream. Yeah.
Calio cream.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah,
Try it.
I can drink
I have
that.
to waterfall it.
I need a little bit of rum in it, but yeah, it's good.
Oh, this would definitely that'll mess you up because the artificial sweeteners,
Okay.
the sugar-free stuff.
Like
Yeah.
creamsicle.
Ooh,
I'll drink this.
Yeah,
hits you.
it's almost as if you were like taking shots of a buzzball.
No, like if you get a Diet Coke or Coke Zero, and you get like a Jack and Coke,
Yeah,
it's gonna hit you a lot faster, a lot
So,
harder.
I did
or if you
the-
have an energy drink
I did
before you go drinking.
so I did Sprite tea with Malibu.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh my god, dude. Like it was so refreshing.
I would
It is
love to have, like, a
it's
cocktail.
it is a perfect summer drink of just Sprite tea and like 3 shots of Malibu. It's good.
So this perfect summer drink you're talking about would pair great with the perfect summer movie 28 years later. Right?
Oh yeah, that's right. We were
Yeah.
talking about movie.
Yeah.
All right, so where have we left off after 28 weeks? Because 28 weeks is basically a second outbreak that happens.
So
So
the-
supposedly it ends with
the-
the outbreak going to France.
Do you want the
No.
just the quick setup of the movie?
The quick setup
itself?
of 28 weeks.
So
28 years.
it's 2002. First outbreak happens, and you're seeing a family in Scotland,
Yes.
south or around Scotland.
Yeah.
And the zombies are coming in. They're sprinting in, killing everybody. And then the one boy who manages to escape the room goes to the church where his father is. And there's this.
His father's a priest.
Yes,
Yeah.
his father's a priest, and you can tell that he's either Looney Tunes or he's just like
So
super
devoted
cool.
to his religion.
No, because he's calling
No.
the zombies his children. Like
Yeah.
the day
Saying-
of reckoning is upon
Yeah.
us.
Oh, it's
He's like,
that scene was in the trailer.
yes.
Yeah.
They've been saved. He said.
Like
Yeah.
this is the next evolution.
Yeah.
And then he gives the son his cross, the father's cross, tells him to hide, and then he's just laughing and he's getting eaten. Boy, you see the ending shot is the boy underneath, and he's seeing all the zombies run above him, and it says that since the outbreak, 28 years have passed. Since the second outbreak, leaving. They've exiled all of Britain, mainland Britain, and they've left everyone else there to kind of like
To
survive.
die. Yeah.
So Britain is now
themselves.
under full containment.
Yeah,
So
full
it-
quarantine.
so
it's-
none of the
28
world
weeks.
is none of the world
no,
is in
the world
Yeah.
is all moved on, but they
Yes,
have left.
you do
UK.
see that later in the movie.
Yeah,
Okay,
so they have
so-
left. They have left UK to basically just
Yeah,
kill itself.
you guys are done.
Which is interesting
And it's
because
a- and it's a-
28 weeks wanted to save. They quarantine zoned the area.
Yeah.
And they have
it was the
managed
top,
to
it was,
basically
it was
like
the top half of the UK. that
yeah,
they
but
had-
they've eradicated the virus, the rage, because they're not technically zombies.
No.
According to Alex Garland, who
They're not.
directed
Yeah,
the first one,
they're not
just
zombies. They're more
infected
like
humans.
World War Z kind of
yeah,
infected.
they're infected. Rage
also
people. Yeah,
that works into the rest of this movie
yes.
because things happen in the movie where you're like, oh yeah, that's right, they're not dead. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're not the undead. They're just they're more steroids. It's like they're more like
Roid rage.
roid raged.
yeah.
So anyway, so it cuts from there and then it goes to this little tiny town,
I like it.
outside of Wales,
Mm-hmm.
and in like the very bottom of Scotland, and it's like this little community that is surviving on an island that has a natural land bridge that goes to the mainland.
Yeah.
But isn't it? Because from what I've understood, is that the land bridge is only visible every couple of weeks
Yes.
or months,
No,
right?
every couple of hours.
Every couple hours, okay.
When the high tide rolls in, it's pretty much so submerged that they say you can't even swim across because the current's so strong. You'll get pushed out.
And that's how they've been surviving. Because if when the infected have been going into the water to go chase them, they get swept out into the ocean and then they drown. And they drown.
Yeah.
So you see it, and that's where you meet Aaron Taylor Johnson. Aaron Taylor Johnson is waking up. He's waking up his son. They're prepping for the day, more or less. And he's going to take his son out for the first hunt. That's
It
kind
seems
of
like a rite of passage at the age
Yeah.
of 12 because
No,
everyone.
he was 15. He was doing it early.
The way they do it, they said they do it until they're 15.
Oh.
But he was an advocate for having his son doing it now.
Because he said that he's a good shot. He can do it.
The hunt for food, but they have to go to the mainland to do that.
So it's the hunt to get his first kill of an infected.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he has to get a kill of an infected. So you also, I forget the main actress's name in this movie.
Oh yeah, the mom.
Yeah, the mom. Yeah. So they introduce the mom, and he's leaving. She is kind of gone. She very much is a little bit nuts and everything else. I forget the actress's name.
Right now.
Yeah, she's in a lot of really great stuff. Her
Very,
name is
very sick.
28 years right there. Anyway, she doesn't remember a whole lot that's going on.
Jodie Corner.
Jodie Corner. Yeah, what else has she been in? She's been in quite a few other things, if I remember correctly.
Anyway,
besides that, she was in Free Guy.
Oh, she's also in Killing Eve.
Yeah, she was the main girl in Killing Eve. That's
Okay.
right.
Okay.
So anyway, they then go across, and then he's teaching him the basics of surviving on the mainland. He's telling him, and then he's breaking down what's been happening over the last 28 years. The fact that all the infected have basically evolved. Now there's factions of infected. So they
are
have
they intelligent enough?
So they have.
Oh, boy.
So they have what's called bloaters. So bloaters, they're just huge. They're fat and they roll on the ground, and they're all like sticky and everything else. And their primary food source is worms.
Yeah.
Like all they do is they just
And you
dig in the
find out-
dirt.
and you find out
because
why
their
later.
brains are still intact, so technically they're able to comprehend
Well,
like
so
a survival
no.
instinct, right?
No, they're getting worms for a specific reason, but you find out later why.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so-
you do see an intelligent one, and the setup for that whole scene
Yes.
was
So
awesome.
Then they say that
Beautiful.
there's walkers, like there's just those that are really slow and like they'll just kind of move like normal zombies. Sprinters are the ones that we're normally introduced to, and then the last one are what's called an alpha, which the alpha controls everybody else. He can dictate what everybody else does.
and they're much taller than
They're-
everyone else.
They're not only taller, they are just yoked.
So,
they're just completely
let
yoked
me-
out of
the
their
size of a
minds.
predator. If
Let
anything.
me ask this real quick,
Yeah.
because what I like so much about 28 days and 28 weeks is that it's not in the realm of impossibility. Like when
No.
they talk about these infected people, it's like it's using not science but like a believable foundation to make you believe that could actually happen,
Yeah.
right? So when you start introducing factions to an infected individual or an infected idea,
Not
then it
necessarily.
becomes
I feel like factions is
or
a bad-
classes.
More like classifications. Yeah.
So
or
classifications
types.
of this kind of like entity, it becomes more fantasy because how is it that those things could exist? So
It's
does the
because
movie
it's been
explain it well?
because it's 28 years later.
And this movie explains that process like of
Yeah,
evolution well.
Yeah.
Okay.
It does because after everything is said and done, everything has been evolving. You know, the virus has been evolving. Everything else.
You
has been
see
evolving.
them administer like weird behaviors that they didn't do before, and you see it, and it's really
Like they're
dark.
able to dodge incoming
no,
like attacks or anything.
not,
or...
don't even like overthink. Think of like the most basic of
Strategy.
Like, human.
They're able to make a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
No,
Nah.
but they. No,
They're
like the-
enjoying water. They're
Yeah.
enjoying
Oh.
water. Like there's a scene where they're in the river and you see a pregnant. You see a pregnant one in the water and they're just kind of stumbling, and some are like splashing like children splashing the water, and you see them like they're happy. Okay.
like they're being amused by the water.
So they can breed.
So
Okay.
so here was the thing that was that Sean noticed, and we all kind of noticed it. All of the new zombies that were chasing Aaron Taylor Johnson and his son throughout the entire thing are all completely naked
Yeah.
from like the jump. No clothes whatsoever. Not only that, but also they look a lot younger than 28 years.
Yeah.
So the alphas have been mating with the females and then breeding their own walkers and breeding their own army.
Because they're still they're still a person just with
Everything
a
works.
virus. Yeah. And you see when the son is lining up his first shot when he takes it out, and that's the first time you also see the stylized feature of all the iPhones that they shot the movie with the camera rig.
Oh yeah.
That I will admit the edits were a little jarring at first because I thought it was like stop motion or I thought it was like claymation, just how it looked visually.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, but
You're
you
stitching
see,
together frames like this.
yeah.
And not only that, but
you
also
could
they're
see it.
angled. It's kind of like the it's kind of like the Matrix rig.
Oh, okay.
So imagine the Matrix rig where it's and then you have that, and that's how you're doing the bullet time motion. This one now is just it's iPhones, and they're
But
all
you're using faster frame rates.
and
so it
you're
makes
using
it-
a faster
yeah.
frame rate, so
Yeah.
that way it feels a lot more fluid.
Okay.
And when the son hits it, there's another bloater that's behind him, and then the dad, Aaron Taylor Johnson, manages to kill that one. He sees off in the in the tree line that there's a tiny
There's a baby one.
a baby one.
Because it was the
Okay.
male, a female, and then there's a baby.
Yeah, and then he didn't shoot at it, and it just ran away, and that
'Cause it
was
was
like our
scared.
first. But I didn't put two and two together at the time because I was just still taking in everything that I had seen right there.
Okay. So that makes sense because the director for this film is Alex Garland, right?
Yes.
He
Yeah.
directed the 27 Hours, or what was that movie with?
James Franco.
Yeah.
Oh, 127.
127 Hours. He directed Slumdog Millionaire.
Yeah.
He's done Civil War, right? And then he did another one that was oh my god, he's done a bunch of these films. But what I like so much about him is that he doesn't tell you, he shows you. He's like an OG director of like
So-
rather than tell you, show you. Like,
so here's-
I liked
Here was
a lot of that.
the other thing that kind of popped out at us. So as you're watching the movie, on the first hunt, you see a soldier who has been crucified upside down. He's been crucified upside down, and he's been branded with IMMY. And then there's a bag that's been put over his head with infected blood. And then
Or I think it just could have been like
it could have been his blood, but there wasn't. It was
there was
unclear.
a bag. Oh, there was a bag over his head.
basically,
and
he was drained
strung.
of blood.
Well, no. So there was blood in the bag. They don't know how it happened. So they're saying he may have been tortured and then the infected got to him, or he was
Left
tortured.
here
He was
for the
tortured
infected.
and then he was turned infected. So we don't really know how he got there.
Yeah.
And everything like that. But you see IMMY. Then later on in the movie, you then see on a wall, you see like a phrase.
I would say that's like what, the third act.
Like the third act, you see like this phrase, like a saying, and at the very bottom it says Jimmy. And then I look at Rene and I'm like, who's Jimmy?
Yeah, we're like, what's who?
That's weird.
Because
That was,
the
in the
second-
that was in the trailer, though.
Yeah, but it's the second time already that we've seen the name Jimmy. Nobody said it, but we've seen it.
And there's no characters named Jimmy.
And
that
no
we're
characters in the
following
movie
this
are named Jimmy.
There,
Yeah.
the dad says in the beginning.
Uh-huh.
He said Jimmy?
Yes,
When?
I was watching a clip today, and he addresses him, and the mom also says, "Jimmy, stay in the room and don't come out."
Oh, at the beginning.
I don't know if it's the same
Yeah.
Jimmy.
No,
Uh,
that's him.
Okay, so
The beginning.
Yeah.
okay, so I'm not too sure how that connects, but still, they mentioned so this character has been mentioned over and over
Yeah.
and over and over again. That leads you to near the end, where the end of the movie happens, and you see this new faction of people showing up, and they're all in jogging suits. They're all blonde.
Yeah.
They all have like bleach blonde hair, and then one of the
Bowl
guys, bowl cuts, and one of the guys has like jewelry up the yin yang, and then he has a cross that's flipped upside down. And the first thing he says is he goes, "Nice to meet you. My name is Jimmy.
I think we're gonna be great friends.
I think we're gonna be great friends." And then that's how the movie cuts.
that's the cross that the dad gave the son in the church. That's Jimmy, and the father, the priest, tells Jimmy to hide.
Yeah.
So that they do say his name in the beginning.
But it's
And
so
that's-
it's
that's
so
it.
I
Yeah.
need to
But
rewatch it now.
it's very interesting that we only get to see that character in the beginning of the movie.
Only in the beginning, yeah.
And only at the end of the movie.
But the thing
Yeah.
is that and it makes sense too that this wouldn't be the only people that are alive
No, you
on
can't.
the island.
But it makes sense because a lot of these apocalyptic stories, they always want you to focus on like one specific colony, right?
Yes.
The Walking Dead does that pretty well. The Last of Us does that pretty well. They want you to focus on this because when they start to set up a new one, it's kind of like a shock factor and they're kind of able to introduce a lot more. I did tell Rene, I don't know if you guys know, there's 2 more parts coming out to this.
Yes.
Yes.
And we definitely see that because they drop so much extra lore in this movie.
Yeah.
In like an insane amount.
They go into like the whole factor of this is what the rage virus wants. Like this is what it makes your brain crave. And
Yeah.
That's why
It's
that's
iron.
Why,
Iron.
it makes you iron deficient.
Yeah.
So you're craving iron.
So that's
and
why
then
you go and want
Voldemort's
blood.
character, so at one point, when Aaron Taylor Johnson and his son are out on their first trip, he sees a fire out in the distance, and he's like, "Dad, what's that?" And he's like, "Oh, that's where
worry about it."
we don't want to talk about it." So when he goes back, he's the little boy is telling one of the older people, "Yeah, I saw a fire out there in the woods," and he's like, "Oh yeah, that used to be my doctor back in the day." And he tells him a story of the dad later. The son brings it up, and he's like, "What's up with him?" We don't ever go back because 15 years ago, he had a field lined up with bodies, and he's just burning them. It was a smell of death. But like us growing up in this era, we know we're familiar with that smell.
Especially
but
at
this
that
was
time,
something
death was all
different.
around us. Yeah.
This smelled different. So they all kind of like they're looking over the field, and you just see rows of dead bodies just lined up.
And he's
then,
throwing him into the fire.
And he, at one point, he just casually waves to us to come on over, like he's having a barbecue or something.
like we were long lost friends,
Yeah.
and then they all just took off. And
Yeah,
he goes,
and we never went back.
And all of us have never gone back. And they were like, that guy lost his mind. That guy's crazy.
And that sets up the second half of the movie where the boy wants to
Because
have his mom cured, or his mom is really sick. She's bleeding from the nose. She's having episodes.
she has moments of clarity and moments of where she's not so
She's
clear.
losing time. So he takes his mom, who's really sick, insanely sick,
Yeah.
out of the colony, out into the wilderness to take her very far distance to go see said doctor.
This doctor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
In this affected woods
Yeah.
and
that
through,
he
over hills.
barely
and stuff.
managed to survive because when him and the dad were coming back from that night,
They run into
that's
an alpha.
that's where the alpha comes. Yeah, the alpha was stalking them.
Dude.
We see infected crows, Brian.
And
We
like
see
the alpha is actively using them.
yes. He's using them like CCTV cameras. Okay.
Wait, wasn't a crow what got one of the people infected in 28 days?
No.
No.
In 28 days, it wasn't the crow. It was the body on top of the light post.
You're
because
right.
the crow is eating at it.
Yeah.
And then like he's like, get out of here. Go, shoot.
And
then
the
he
blood drop
And then he
falls into
kicks
the eye.
and then he kicks the light post and the blood drops off and it hits him in the eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what infects.
But it's a throwback in a way.
it is a
kind of.
throwback,
Yeah.
but the idea
They built upon
but
that
they
now.
definitely did build upon it. Not
Oh,
only,
it's
and
like 2 murders of crows. It's
not only
just a
that, but
big
also
black wave.
the alphas show their dominance in one of the most Mortal Kombat ways possible.
The crows?
No, the alphas.
So the alphas will show their dominance on a defeated animal, whether it be a deer, bear, whatever they happen to find.
Whatever they kill.
He literally grabs them by the face, puts his hand in their jaw, and then grabs them and then rips their head off
And
with
it's
spine.
slow. You hear the like each spinal cord getting sucked out of the meat.
Yeah, and he just rips it off, and then it has like spinal cord and then like the top of the head, and he just puts it into like a tree or
Yeah,
into
he-
like a
He
and,
was
like,
mounting it on the wall.
basically marking his territory.
Yeah.
So then, okay, because now I'm getting real interested in this kind of like world that they're building with the rage
Oh,
virus,
yeah.
right? So
Big
now
time.
in my head, I'm thinking, okay,
haven't
so
even gotten
if
to a
the-
crazy
if the,
part yet.
If the infected want iron and that's their purpose for it, do they have any incentive to turn people that they actively see, or is their intention now to just feast on the blood?
It's
when they
just
see
more
around?
to like reproduce like any other virus. It wants to spread as much as
Yeah,
it can.
but
wherever it
the
can.
vessel is what's important, right? Because if the alphas are going to show dominance by
at this-
killing people, you can't ruin the body 100%.
Well,
Oh
at
no,
this-
they
at-
still eat it because
yeah.
they do that to a deer, and you
At
see
the-
that in
yeah,
the coolest way.
At this point, they have like 3 main things: they eat, they have lust, and they basically have rage. That's about it. Like that. Those are your 3 modes. Either they're
Cavemen.
just pure.
Wait, did you say amen?
No,
Cavemen.
Oh, cavemen. I was like,
they've-
amen.
No,
Whoa.
but they've gone down
Yeah.
to like their
Amen.
their base form.
Yeah.
They're cavemen at this point.
Yeah.
But there's a scene where the pregnant one is giving birth, and the mom is there, and the mom can see it and she can sense it, and she puts her hands out to the pregnant infected, and the pregnant infected grabs her hands, and they connect.
to help like brace her too with the
infected mom.
She has a moment of
Yes.
clarity
yeah.
from the virus. She has a moment of clarity.
Help me
and
pop this baby out.
yeah, like you're here to help me, and it's a moment of clarity.
Yeah.
And then the baby comes, and then she immediately reverts back to the rage virus, and then that's when they kill her.
Oh, and by the way, the baby's not infected.
It's not infected.
No.
Yeah, it's not.
So at
It's
what
a-
point does we don't
Right.
know?
So
We don't know.
Nick had a great theory, which made sense because the mom did do that immediately after the baby was born, was wash it off. Okay.
Because it's the same thing as when babies are born from like mothers
With
who have
HIV
AIDS
or something like that.
where it's like primarily whenever that happens, they'll do a C-section, and then they'll take it out of the womb and everything else, and they'll try to avoid any blood or any like type
So that
of
they don't acquire.
that way
the-
they don't
Yeah.
get the virus.
So it could be something like that. The fact that she was just there to help
'Cause even
prevent
the-
that from happening,
'cause even
or
the-
if that child has something unique about it.
Because even the doctor goes, the placenta is a magical thing.
Yeah.
Because it kept the virus, because it filters out any viruses or anything like that.
Now
from the
I want to
actual
know
body.
how much research they did.
Oh,
to
I'm
make
sure they
this
did
movie.
so much.
Yeah.
Because
Because-
everything that they did was plausible and it
Yeah.
made sense.
But again, it goes back to the same thing I
Yeah.
said at the end,
Yeah.
where 28 days and 28 weeks is there's a reality to
Yes.
it. It's not fictional. Like, it is fictional, but you can see it
also
in real
have
life.
Oh,
been-
man, you didn't see the documentary?
Pretty close.
This is a documentary, dude. England is gone.
This is
Like,
real life.
It's real life, dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's so funny too because there's a dude who there's a guy who's part of the Navy, and he crash lands and he bumps into the mom and the son. And as he's talking to the mom and the son, he goes like, check this out. He goes, this is my woman. This is my fiance. And he shows him, and it's a very classic Instagram model.
Yeah.
Like, look, where her lips are all like big and she has like her boobs out and everything like that.
Yeah.
And
See
he
if
go-
I can find a picture of her.
yeah.
Like,
And then you see the boy and he goes, what's wrong with her face? Yeah. And then all of a sudden he goes, what do you mean? Like, she's perfect. And he goes, you know what? I know this. One of the girls back in my village, she's allergic to shellfish, and her face gets that big when she gets all
So they don't know
puffy.
anything about
So
it.
they don't know anything because they're like, oh, what was it like? You know when you
he
order
didn't even know what a
packages?
cell phone was. He
Yeah.
doesn't know about delivery drivers. He doesn't know a single thing about the outside world other than what he's been
Learned.
exposed to on this island because
They're completely
he's
cut off.
he's been born during the virus because he's 12 years old, or 15.
And it was very
12.
it was very interesting. It was a very touching story. The journey with him and his mom.
Yeah.
Getting to the doctor. The doctor was kooky enough where you were like, this guy's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like I liked
think
him.
one of the reviews that I read was discussing films where it referred to this movie as a coming of age story, and I'm like,
That's
It is.
exactly
It
what I
kinda
said.
does.
It absolutely is.
That's exactly what it is.
that's
It absolutely is.
It's definitely a coming of age story like Stand By Me.
yeah, Okay.
Where you have that journey, even though the boy's fresh, but now
Yeah.
I want you to see it because I want to know if you catch any of Greek mythology parallels because there
There's a
were a
few.
few
There-
that I was catching,
So from
and I was
what
like,
from what I understood is that Alex Garland really wanted to make this. There was a lot of mythos in this, so I don't think they just use Greek mythology. I think they use Nordic mythology in there too.
Oh,
And
really?
it's referencing a lot of like World War II.
That would make
not
sense with
propaganda, but
Scots.
history as well.
That would make sense with Scotland and everything
Yeah,
else.
so that makes sense.
there were some interesting edits at certain points of the film,
Uh-huh.
which were
When you say interesting, do you mean like bad edits or
no. I say it in a experimental way.
Dude, the night vision scenes, those were sick.
I like how they used red night vision.
Yeah.
And it looks good. It's
It's
scary.
pretty good.
It's scary. Red night
and
vision.
Very
it's, but
creepy.
and it's creepy too because it's kind of out of context,
Uh-huh.
or it feels the way that they put it is like they're in the wilderness,
Yeah.
and then they're going to go camp in the middle of the night, and they're like, "Do you think any of them are out there?" And he goes, "Pretty sure there's a few." And then it cuts into red night vision, and you're just seeing like them ripping apart a deer, or
Yeah.
doing anything
and,
else.
and it's really like
Shaky.
fast.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
So Renee and I were talking about this before we started recording, before you guys got here, but it goes back to what Sean was saying about the rig that they use with the 20 iPhones and whatnot. I get it, because you when you think about these films, the reason why 28 Days looks the way it is or the way it does is because he really wanted to showcase the the current cameras that people had access to back when this film first came out.
Yeah.
28 Weeks loses that, and that's why you have more of a modernized look.
Yeah,
for
it's
when
more
that film came
cinematic.
out. More cinematic. But when they wanted to bring back 28 years, they wanted to use iPhones because that's what we currently have now.
Yeah.
I was talking to Rene about this, where I'm just like, if people were to criticize the stylization approach to this film, they have to remember that because film has evolved so much over the last 20 years, when you revert back to something simple and put that next to the cinematic stuff, it's not going to look as fresh, but it is a perspective. And I feel like, yes, even though the edits might be a little bit jarring, there's probably a purpose for it.
No, they
right?
No,
and it
definitely.
fits it, right?
Definitely.
It does.
It definitely fits because the way that they are shot in and out,
Yeah.
it builds your
It's only on
anxiety.
kills. It's
Yeah,
only on kills is when they manage to use that effect.
Yeah,
When the zombies are getting hit by anything.
Yeah.
and the anxiety that it gives you and kind of like the dread of like anywhere I walk outside, I could probably get eaten. And it's very interesting. It's a very great story. I would say that what's his name, Alfie Williams, he did a hell of a job. That's the kid that plays Spike, the main
Yeah,
character.
that's the main
Yeah.
character.
The main kid. That he has a very bright future ahead of him. He did for him being a kid actor. How old is he? 12, 13?
I want to say
Does it say?
16.
Not him being that young as the only thing, but being young and doing a horror film of this caliber,
14.
that's
what?
complicated.
14.
He's 14? Dude,
So
he did a
that
great
makes it-
job for
yeah,
14.
But that makes
Yeah.
it a lot more complicated because a kid actor doing this kind of film could be very heavy on their on their mentality because they're exposed to a lot of like. Because that's the thing is that they try to go as practical as possible, right? So when you're ripping a deer head and it's that slow, you're going to replicate as much as you can in production.
The thing that we were talking about, though, is
There's
that
a
there isn't-
wiener.
Yeah. So there's that. But also, we did notice that even though there is a kid in there's a kid, he's not in the shots.
Yeah, he's not.
So
Yeah.
it's just a one shot of like the alpha, and he's ripping off the head, and then it cuts to a secondary shot of
The kid.
the kid and the mom inside of like a train car
They're
or something like
exposed
that.
to it anyways. They're on set.
Well, yeah, they read the script. They know what's
Exactly,
going on. But I mean, also that goes towards their foundation and their support team and
Yeah,
everything
exactly.
else.
But yeah, it's props to him.
But I mean, for him, the amount of weight that's on this, because he's surrounded by heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's surrounded by people who are. I mean, come on, man. He's right next to Ray Fiennes, man.
Yeah.
He's doing scenes with
He's
Ray
sharing
Fiennes.
scenes with him.
Yeah.
He's sharing scenes with Voldemort, and he's killing it. And he's doing a great job,
Yeah, he's
and
doing
like
a good
they're
job.
and like he's paying it off. Him and Aaron Taylor Johnson have a great father-son relationship where you're like, I get it, I believe them.
How long is this film?
They don't have a great father-son relationship.
Well, no, it's an interesting dynamic of the father-son relationship. It's a better from the very beginning when you first get introduced to
an
it,
hour,
and then
55
what
minutes.
happens later on.
55.
That's where the
For the
relationship
movie.
starts breaking
Yeah,
down.
I know. It's not bad.
Okay.
Everything else.
All right.
The drone footage, I do want to give a quick shout out to
Yeah.
the drone footage. I did personally like it. The shots that they did where there's a long stretch, and they're running in the forest, and you see the camera running towards them and Aaron Taylor Johnson, and then it does a quick wrap around in midair.
Yeah.
Still, like,
They
it's
did it-
coming this way,
They did it for the birds.
and it just manages to go
yeah.
and follow right behind
So they,
them,
so they also did
like
it with,
above their heads.
with
It's done so well.
Yeah,
I
they did
liked
it. They did it with the rage birds too, where the rage birds are as they're running, the rage birds are right behind them, and then they put CGI birds all around them, but they're using that drone shot like it's like
For the POV
like,
of
for
them.
the POV of the birds flying down, and then it spins back around, and then it gets a full view of the alpha chasing them
Yeah.
at full speed, and it's just a beautiful shot. 'cause
Yeah.
especially the ways that it's using darkness and the blues and the fact that they're in water. You're like, oh my god, and then it just builds so much tension where they're just like, run.
All right.
It's
All right.
good. It was good.
It's a damn good movie. Damn good movie.
Let's wrap up this because we are about an hour in?
Hour and
in.
4.
Hour 4, not bad. This is good. What do you guys rate this film? Is it IMAX worthy? Is it not?
The first thing we said as soon as we left is, I need to rewatch this in IMAX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the first thing
Definitely.
all of us
Okay,
said.
so IMAX amongst all three of you. Rating out of 10.
I would give it a solid 9 out of 10. You know what? I think this movie benefits that you don't need to have seen
Yeah.
you don't need to see 28 days, and you don't need to see 28 weeks.
Yep.
you can go into this one cold and still really enjoy this movie.
I'm gonna counter that. Even though I haven't seen 28 years, the reason I'm going to counter it is because I think with the amount of people that are now film snobs on TikTok and on Twitter and everything else, to fully understand the approach of how 28 years is filmed, you have to understand what 28 days did.
I'm talking, but what
You
I'm
also have
talking
to remember, it wasn't on streaming for a long time.
Still not on
till
streaming.
yeah, it's on streaming.
28
now.
weeks is on streaming.
But here's
Yeah.
my the reason why I'm
as soon as 28 years came out on theaters, now they just
Now
put
it's on
it
streaming.
now you have to pay to watch 28 days later.
yeah.
now.
Here's my thing though. The reason why I say that it's really good for that reason is because if I needed to show a person, I mean, if I needed to show a significant other or anything like that, or if I had a friend that I want to take to go see this movie, I don't need to spend 4 hours trying to show them 1 and 2.
No.
I can take them into this one cold, and the movie does a good enough job building the world, building everything else, where you're like, oh, I get it. I get what's going on. Because honestly, I haven't seen 28 days later and 28 weeks later in years.
Because 28
almost-
days was impossible to get.
Almost, but almost to the fact of I kind of forgot what happened.
Yeah.
I forgot what happened in 28
But
weeks.
you've seen the film.
I've seen the films,
Yeah.
but I kind of forgot what happened. And I was like, okay, yeah, but the way that they filled in all like the little spaces and like this is what's happened over the past couple of years, I was like, okay, cool, I get it. I'm in.
It gives you a quick like recap.
Yeah.
But a very smooth transition too.
In a way, it helps out both ways because you can see this cold, not
Yeah.
know anything about it. But
Yeah.
if you are showing this to someone that's like, oh, I really want to know a little bit more about the film, 28 days works because of how it was filmed,
Yes.
how it was produced, and then you can jump to 28 years
Yeah.
and not have to watch 28 weeks. I think that's
Yeah.
right.
I always felt
I
like
agree.
I feel like 28 weeks of the trilogy is the weakest.
Weakest, definitely.
because it was more cinematic. I think
I was disappointed when I saw it in theaters.
It's
as
more of
kid.
a
I was
horror
like,
movie.
yeah, it is.
It's more of a zombie movie.
Yeah.
It's less of like
Yeah, the franchise shows a good way of explaining what happens to a franchise in Hollywood as well. 28 Days feels very guerrilla, very much. You could tell someone had an idea, they wanted to do it, and then it was successful. And then 28 weeks later shows as a product of when a studio gets involved.
and
you
they
know,
throw money at
They
it.
throw money at it. It's like, okay, we gotta have these well-paid actors in here as well too, because we gotta have people that know everyone in this movie and stuff.
Yeah, 28 weeks also had a drone shot. If you remember.
Did
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
do
one- it was-
you not remember? It's when he's
the
escaped from the
opening.
cottage and he's running
Yeah, it
towards
was
the
the
the very
opening,
beginning.
yeah.
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 That-
I don't know.
That was
It's-
more.
that
That was
was-
more of like a stationary kind
Well,
of.
yeah.
But that was also a very
View.
early drone because drones weren't used very often. In
28
filming
weeks
at that
was
time.
2008, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think 28 Days is what 2001.
2000.
1 or 2002.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. Okay. Well, that's cool. I want to watch it.
Yeah.
I definitely want to watch it. I want to watch a good film.
You'll like it.
Well, I'm going to
yeah.
watch Superman. So.
I did think it was funny though because I was looking at box office numbers. It already beat out Elio.
Oh, it did?
Oh,
Yeah,
but that Elio doesn't
is-
have that much
is
hype.
Bombing. Yeah,
Yeah,
everyone- a lot of people.
Well,
Which sucks
for-
because apparently it's a good Pixar film.
It's a what?
It's a good
It's
Pixar
apparently-
film.
Apparently,
it's
it's a good movie, but no one's seen it.
Yeah, because everybody and this one had 3 theaters all playing at the same time.
Bad
And
marketing.
Elio only had 1. I'm not sure if whether or not they knew that 28 years later was just going to take it
Well,
for the
because
summer.
It's a cult, like, or not a cult, but it's a pop. What do you call it when it's like an
Pop culture?
icon? It's an icon. It's an icon, generational icon. Like our generation.
It's a pop culture movie.
Exactly. We know about 28 Days. And the fact that it was inaccessible for so long, and
Yeah.
now we're getting the 3rd movie of the franchise,
Yeah.
people are going to go watch it. You guys, I mean, who?
Well, I
you guys
mean,
going to get IMAX theaters?
Well, I mean, when you think
Yeah.
about it,
IMAX seats.
when you think about it, it came out at like a perfect time too.
28
Because-
days? Or
28 years. Because it's coming out at a perfect time, right in the middle of right at the end of June. Because Mission Impossible has already kind of had its run. It already kind of made its money. It's starting to go down. Ballerina already came out. Okay, that's already kind of starting to make its money. Okay, it's going down. And then the only real competition it had was Elio, and that's it. Like, there's nothing else that's really like.
It took a
there
good
isn't?
window.
I thought there was something else in theaters right now.
F1's coming out next week.
But see, here's the
So
problem
you-
with F1. If you look at F1 spent a lot of money marketing, and F1 is going to be like the Gran Turismo,
Yeah.
where it like will have its success.
It's gonna have
but
a cult
it's not going to
following.
be as popular.
I feel like F1 is going to be that movie where if you like F1 racing, or if you're into those kind of movies, then you're gonna be like, dude, that movie's sick.
I want a
But if
rally
you're-
racer movie, like a movie of
gonna
just
happen.
rally racers.
You
dude,
had
that
Gran
would be
Turismo.
awesome.
Have you seen Gran Turismo?
Yeah,
It's great.
it is.
It's a great.
It's a great movie,
I
but I want
You know
like
what?
rally like Mini
Yeah.
Cooper stock cars.
Yeah,
It'll happen
or
because for me, the way I see it is that Ford versus Ferrari like kickstarted that movement.
Oh yeah, Ford
And
versus
then-
Ferrari really did kick this
It,
off.
it kicked it off, and then you had Gran Turismo, which didn't have a great story, but it was filmed so great. And then F1 looks cool.
Dude,
it looks
was
good.
it's interesting because I was watching Ford versus Ferrari in the house, and Monica was like, "What is this movie?" And I'm like, "This is a great
She's
movie."
never seen Ford
She's
versus
never
Ferrari.
seen Ford
God,
versus
that movie
Ferrari.
made me cry at the end.
Good movie.
She's never seen it, and then she was like, she was chiming in little by little, and she was like, and then I would see that she would get lost, like just watching the movie, and I'm like, I can start it over. Like, you want me to start the movie over? Like, I've seen this movie 9 times. Like,
It's
I don't,
good.
I don't mind
Yeah.
I
rewatching
remember I
this
took
movie.
Andy to go watch Ford versus Ferrari, and she's like, "It's just gonna be another car movie." She came out here going like, "Oh my god,
That was heartbreaking.
that was
Yeah.
heartbreaking."
Yeah,
I'm like, "Yeah,
so-
all of this was kind of accurate."
Yeah, and then once, because I was like, she's like, no, it's fine. Like, getting to the end, and then all of a sudden at the very end, she's like, he dies, and I'm like, yeah. I go, I'm telling you, we can restart the movie. She's like, now that I know he dies, I don't want to watch it. It's gonna make me
Everyone that
feel.
knows the history knew what we were getting ourselves
Yeah,
into.
she's like, I don't want to.
No, I didn't know the history.
wow,
I didn't
okay.
really know.
Yeah.
My
She's like, I didn't
my
want-
ex's dad. He
Ken Miles?
Huh?
He knew Ken Miles or what?
No, he's just a big car guy.
Oh.
He was teaching me about cars and stuff like that. And
I
we went
Yeah.
to the theaters to go see it, and I was like,
I would look
Wow,
into
I
that
did
piece
not
of history
know.
if you can, like when Ford was down and then they like won the Le Mans for I think like
Yeah.
2 years straight or something like that, 2-3 years. It's a good piece of like car history. Really
Monica
interesting.
didn't know that a lot of like Ford cars and a lot of like really big like racing cars are named after people.
yeah,
Like the Camaro, which are like there's quite a few because I think in Maserati, a couple of the other ones where she was like, wait, isn't that the name of a car? And I'm like, yeah, it's named after him. Yeah,
Enzo
she's like-
Ferrari.
yeah.
Ferrari was
And she was
Enzo
like,
Ferrari is the
"Oh,
name.
I didn't know that. I thought they were just made up names." And I'm like, "No, they're last names. Like their last names are people. Like that's why.
Yeah.
Because actually, if you want, you can watch Ford versus Ferrari, and then you can watch the Ferrari one, and then there's also the Aston Martin one is right next to it. Where you
Yeah.
and you can watch all three as
But
kind
I
of
don't
like
think the
sequels to
Ferrari
each
one
other.
is that good. I haven't heard anything good about it. I think it's like it's
Isn't that
decent.
with Benedict Cumberbatch or something like
It's
that?
with
I think it had
Driver, I think.
Adam Driver. Yeah.
Is it Adam Driver?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Because I think it was directed by Ridley Scott.
Yes.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it was like in the time. I mean, he's still doing it, but it was around the time where he did the Green Knight before, and he was still jerking himself off in front of the mirror. It's like, guys, look, Ferrari's gonna be great. It's gonna be great, and everyone's like, it's pretty mid. It's okay.
I got it.
You know what? It's not the Martian.
be so good.
It's not the Martian.
It's not the market. It's not your Black Hawk Down.
It's not your Black Hawk Down.
Now I got
Listen, you peaked. You peaked.
You peaked with.
You peaked with the Martian.
That was it.
I had
That's all you did.
He's like,
Yeah, you peaked at Martian.
give me the pit.
But yeah, I'm looking
want the
forward.
pig
I'm
there.
looking
Give me
forward to
the pig.
F1.
Yeah,
but
I am too.
I like those kinds of movies.
Yeah.
And
I think
also,
I might sneak out of the house to go watch F1.
but also, it hardcore reminds me of the Sylvester Stallone movie.
I'm gonna go milk run.
Honestly, dude, just go down the street from your house, even though you're not seeing it in the best quality. If you really want to just
I
experience
have
the
to see
movie,
F1, dude. Gran Turismo and IMAX was like
It was
life-changing.
awesome. It was
It was so
pretty
good with the freaking.
The no, but
Ugh.
what's the Sylvester Stallone movie where he's an F1 driver?
Oh,
jeez.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Can you look it up?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Chan-
I'm checking.
sorry.
on Mandy.
Sylvester
sorry.
Stallone
Checking
racing
on
movie
Mandy.
from the 90s.
No, it's early
Look up what?
2000s.
Is it the early 2000s?
Sylvester Stallone
F1 movie.
F1.
Oh my god.
Driven?
Oh,
is it
yeah,
Driven?
it's Driven.
It's driven. Yeah.
Yeah, Driven.
Oh,
Oh, we just have to ask Rene.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I was like,
Thank you.
driven?
so
Thanks,
anyway,
IMDb.
yeah. I mean, F1 is basically
Rocky?
just driven.
Oh, that guy?
But F1 is basically just
Cobra?
driven. It's our
yeah, dude.
it's our version.
God, I
That's a good
remember my
movie.
buddy. I remember watching Cobra for the first time,
Yeah.
and my buddies and I were just like, "We're gonna put on a random movie." It looked interesting, like
Yeah.
not what I was expecting, and it was so corny, so 70s, and I thought it was awesome.
Absolutely.
Oh my god. All right, let's move on to comic strips.
You know what I would love to have seen?
Comic strip.
We got a short little comic strips for you guys.
I would have loved to have
You
seen.
know what, Renee? Pick like 2 pieces of news. Two of them that are.
I would have loved to have seen a Beverly Hills Cop with Sylvester Stallone, where it was all
happened?
serious.
Yeah.
No, because that was the original. That was the
23
original
Jump
pitch.
Street with Beverly Hills Cop.
No,
That wasn't the original
The original
pitch.
pitch was with Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, because that's how you get Commando.
Comic strips.
I thought it was
Portion
Black
of the show we
Noir.
talk about topics that don't
I
merit
thought it
a
was
10 to
originally
15
Black
minute
Noir.
conversation.
No.
Oh.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Renee, pick one.
In Spider-Man news for Spider-Man Brand New Day, it has been confirmed that these people will be in the film. The cast will have Tom Holland, Zendaya, Jacob, what's it? How do you pronounce this?
I have no idea.
Batalon,
Okay.
Sadie Sink, John Barathol, and Lisa Colden Zayas.
So I think John Barathol was the one that was announced today.
Yes.
I don't know how though. It was like on the Hollywood Reporter. They just name dropped.
Yeah, it
That
just
the
came out
Punisher-
today.
That the Punisher is going to be in it.
Yeah. But it's interesting because I think like there was a piece of news that came
Who the
out
other-
from like some
who the other
outside
two?
source the day before.
Yeah.
Where they were
Sadie
talking about
Sink?
how Marvel
What
Studios.
else has she been in?
She plays
Stranger
Max
Things.
in Stranger Things.
Oh,
Yeah.
and then what was the other one?
Is she gonna be Mary
Lisa
Jane?
I think people
Colden
are saying she's either going to
Zayas?
be Mary Jane or Gwen Stacy or
Look it up right now.
Yeah.
Black Cat.
What
I
happened?
think.
Who? Sadie
Okay.
Sink?
Sadie
Yeah.
Sink.
I still like Mayday Parker.
Mayday Parker.
I do like. I like that one. a lot better.
Oh,
Oh, they were
From the
saying this is,
Bear.
they were
Oh,
saying
yeah,
that this might
right,
be
right, right,
Miles.
her.
That this
Yeah.
is Miles' mom.
yeah, this might be Miles' mom.
Oh, I know who it is. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
The bear.
Yeah.
Da bear.
But
Which
this
is
was
all-
like the news before.
Which is also wild because people were just like, oh my God, they hired a Puerto Rican woman. That must be Miles Morales' mom.
Miles' mom.
She couldn't be anything else.
She's the new Aunt May
Yeah.
from an alternate universe.
But no, Miles Morales' mom is how isn't she's not that young, is she?
I don't know. Depends on which version.
It depends on how old you want to put Miles.
I mean,
Yeah.
they reversed it. Aunt May
Artistic
is like
liberties.
younger. Yeah, exactly.
She's-
Aunt May young.
She's at an
Miles Morales'
age
mom.
where if she had a teenage son, you would believe it.
yeah.
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 Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I was saying that this news came out a day before the. They were basically rumors that they were going to make all the TV shows street stories, and all the movies were going to be big cinematic
Brian, your
events.
time's up. You have to wash your hair.
I have to
now.
wash my hair?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
telling me.
She's-
you
oh,
gotta
Time
wash
to
your
make
hair now.
yourself clean,
go ahead and
boy.
take
All right.
Ended at 1:30.
And it at 1:30. Okay, we'll talk about
You
this
think it's
last.
oh yeah, no, it
Well,
might
here,
take 15
you can
minutes.
take this one because this is your
What is this?
still the James Bond.
Oh, James Bond.
James Bond.
Directors pitched for the next James Bond movie. Edward Berger, Dennis Villeneuve, Edgar Wright, Jonathan Nolan, and Paul King. 007 won't be cast until a director is picked and a script is written, which is smart.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Who?
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
What
Right.
movie? What movie? What movies has Edward Berger done?
Edward Berger.
The McDonald's documentary.
Is that what? Is
Right.
Super Size Me? Is that what it
No,
was?
not that
The
one.
founder.
Dennis Villeneuve is an interesting one.
Edward.
Who's Dennis Villeneuve again?
He did like the. Oh my God. He did.
Edward Berger? Is that how it spells?
Berger?
Edward Berger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big guy.
So he has worked on. Oh, he's worked on Conclave. He's
Jack.
worked on. Oh, it looks like he's worked on a couple of documentaries. It looks
Yeah.
like. Yeah.
All he did All Quiet on the Western Front. He did the
Oh.
new one.
Oh, that's right.
He did the new All Quiet on the Western Front. That was a really good movie. And then Dennis Villeneuve is the one that did the one where what's it called? Leonardo DiCaprio fought a bear.
Oh, The Revenant.
He did The Revenant. Dennis
Okay.
Villeneuve.
Dennis Villeneuve.
Dennis Villeneuve, and then Edgar Wright.
Nephew.
Edgar Wright would be
Yeah.
an interesting one,
Edgar Wright.
I think he's gonna be a villain.
but huh?
I think Edgar Wright's gonna be a villain. Is
No.
he gonna be? Is he cast in the movie?
No. As a director.
Yeah.
Oh, as a director.
Yeah.
Oh.
But that would make sense too because his Ant-Man was very Bondy.
Yeah.
His original script for Ant-Man was kind of Bondy, where it was like it was a heist. That was the whole heist aspect of the Ant-Man movies is from Edgar Wright's original script.
I think I would have to really read what Edgar Wright wants to pitch in order to feel okay with that.
Yeah.
With him doing the movie.
Click Dennis Villeneuve.
Oh, this one? Oh no, that's the
right
Canadian. Yeah.
Dune.
Oh, Dune.
Yeah, it was Dune. Oh, it was Dune.
Sicario. He's done Sicario.
I think if anything you
Blade
were gonna
Runner.
go. I think if anything you were gonna go Dennis Villeneuve.
Yeah, because he's done Prisoners.
I want him.
He's the biggest. He's kind of the biggest name on
Yeah.
here right now.
And he's done really good. I mean,
With
his
Dune.
stuff.
With Dune.
And he did
Dune.
Blade Runner.
Yeah, he did
2049?
Doom, Blade Runner, Arrival is really good. Sicario is
Yeah.
good.
You know what? Now thinking about Sicario, I can see James Bond in a way like that.
Yeah.
The way of storytelling of how
Oh,
he likes
yeah.
to tell.
Yeah.
And like what he likes to show you first, and then what's revealed in dialogue.
True. Jonathan Nolan,
Okay,
which Jonathan Nolan's good. I feel like Jonathan Nolan's kind of a safe choice.
that's a safe choice. I feel like that's like everyone. I feel like all the studio execs are like really arguing about like
I feel like Jonathan Nolan was thrown in as
Yeah.
a safe choice.
yeah, as like if everyone could agree.
If we can't agree on any of the
safe
others,
pick.
on
Yeah.
all the others,
Just get John.
Jonathan Nolan.
Yeah, that
will,
makes sense.
He will make a good movie, and he will make a financially stable movie.
Yes,
Like we
we'll
will
make
make
money.
It's a safe bet.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
what movies has Paul King done?
Paul King. Let's see.
Yeah.
I still feel like Dune 2 should have won more Oscars.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
Dennis Villeneuve, Dennis
movie
Villeneuve
got
was
snubbed for
definitely-
Picture of the Year, in my opinion.
Dennis Villeneuve is
Oh,
Paddington
Paddington!
and Wonka.
Which Wonka?
Oh,
The
the Timothy
Timothy
Chalamet.
Chalamet.
But he's done all the Paddington movies.
Oh,
You know what? I
Damn.
changed my mind. I want Paul King. I want Paul King. I want to watch I want to watch a Bond movie and cry at the end.
oh,
I want to
We're
watch
gonna have
a,
Hugh
Paddington.
Grant in it.
Dude.
We're gonna have a Bond movie with Hugh Grant in it.
I
It'll be
want a
like,
Bond movie where at the end I want to be a better
Mr.
man.
Bond. How you doing?
I want to be. I want
So
to
I have
feel,
a mission for you.
I want to feel like I'm going to be a better man.
yes,
at the end
nearly
of this
so.
movie.
It's a crazy
But-
mission.
Okay, so from the 5, who would you choose?
Oh,
Like from the 5, because honestly,
Dennis Villeneuve
Dennis Villeneuve is a solid
and
choice.
Paul
King.
King.
I would say Dennis Villeneuve because I want to see like the change in the script
Yeah.
when you're watching that movie.
I feel Dennis Villeneuve that's the pick that they want.
Yeah.
I think Edgar Wright and Paul King are wild choices. Like
Brian choices.
like those are like I
Those
feel
are
like
Brian choices.
no, but
Yeah.
I feel like that's more of like if we wanted to make an artsy
Yeah.
Bond movie, then we would go with Paul King and Edgar Wright.
Yeah. Flip the script. Let's
Yeah.
flip the script on
Like
this.
if we wanted to, because my thing is that how do we do this now? Because do you do Bond as we're gonna restart him and he's gonna be a brand new? We're just restarting the world, or do you make it that?
Aren't we getting a Bond thing where he's a teenager?
You mean the game?
Yeah, we're actually.
Oh,
that's what it is.
007 Light?
Yeah.
Oh,
But that's a
That's-
video game, and
that
it's not
is-
clear of whether or not it's connected to the canonical Bond.
That is true. But if they're making a game based off of a young Bond, they might also push
well,
a younger Bond as
It's
well.
supposed to be Bond in his early years. So
I
it's
want to
very
see a
casino,
Bond in his 20s. I want
it's very
Casino Royale
It's very
kind of
Casino
like
Royale
feel
Bond.
to it.
he's like fresh out of the academy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just gotten his 00.
Yeah.
He's very young. He's in his 20s, and this is like his second or third
This is
mission.
probably going to be Bond before the 00.
Because I'm not. Because you know what? Honestly, I wouldn't mind if they went back to just Bond on a mission. Like we don't
Yeah.
we don't have to talk about what happened before. We don't do anything like that.
Yeah.
All we know is
And you have the funny names again.
yeah, and this is James Bond. James Bond's back, and we're doing missions.
Yeah.
It's not connected to anything that
Yeah,
Daniel
there's-
Craig did.
Yeah, it's not like, oh yeah, there's a secret like life or connections to other villains.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
No. This is just a fresh Bond,
Going back to
and
Bond.
and I wouldn't mind. This is Bond in his prime.
Yeah.
We're going back to Sean Connery Bond, where he's a seasoned.
Dr.
He's a
No Bond.
yeah. He's like a
Just on a
seasoned.
mission.
Yeah, he's a seasoned super spy, and he's on a mission. That's it. I would not mind that at all, because we already did the whole like Dark Knight, the Dark Knight thing, where we're gonna make Bond, but it's not gonna be as funny anymore, and it's gonna be a lot darker. It's gonna be a lot more physical. It's gonna do everything else. I kind of want to go back to not the slapstick, but the outrageousness of a Bond movie. Of like the weird gadgets, the kooky names, and
The over-the-top villain, like that classic villain monologue.
Oh,
like, I'm going to
yeah.
cut you in half with a laser and go off for 5 minutes while you get out.
dude. I want, if that's the case, I want Willem Dafoe as the villain.
Oh, that would be cool.
So who would you cast as villins in your movies? So William Dafoe is one.
Willem
obviously.
Dafoe, because I feel like Willem Dafoe with a Ryan, oh my God, Aaron Taylor Johnson Bond would be sick.
That'd be cool.
I feel like that would be a very good one. That'd be a very strong one. Also, Willem Dafoe with the Henry Cavill. That's also a pretty solid strike. That's because Henry Cavill's so buff
Yeah.
to Willem Dafoe's like lanky kind of build, and then to like for him to be his villain, I would really like that too.
I would go and hear me out. What's his name from The Punisher?
John Barenthal
John Barenthal, but it's not
as a villain,
as the villain, but he is one of Bond's fellow agents, and they're out on the field. They're out on the field on a mission together, and then there's a double cross. And now his friend that he's been in the academy with, let's say before he earns his 00 or whatever, now is the enemy.
so GoldenEye.
Yeah. yeah.
That's the plot
It's
of
funny,
GoldenEye.
I even gave you GoldenEye for your green screen.
It's good for a reason. It's good
It
for
is.
a reason.
There's
There's a reason why the N64 game is so fun to
Yeah,
play.
but-
too.
They don't
when you
have
were-
to go
I know,
for
but
like, you know.
It was just when you were mentioning it, I was like, well, that's the plot of GoldenEye. It's a fallen 00.
But if I would like to get more like of a physically capable actor.
I
you know who can do the rough and tumble kind
I
of
feel
stuff.
that the GoldenEye version is a solid choice, but what I want is a younger Bond, and then you introduce this character earlier in a movie, and then we go boom, like Felix Leiter, where he's like this, like he's like a somebody who's always helping, and then our third movie, he's now the enemy. Like he's been moving pieces.
But this is also we're kind of expecting like a fresh start, and we're trying to avoid like, you know, we just want a simple Bond movie instead of having this overarching thing where like three movies later he is.
Remember when we get a Bond, he's signing on for another 3 to 4 movies. That could be his arc. Like it could be that you know he's setting up Spectre, or he's setting up these other organizations from the inside, and that's how he's getting all of his intelligence, because he is a 00.
Maybe.
Like that would make a whole lot of sense, and then that leads into him being either betrayed, or it could be a mentor figure.
I would think like a mentor figure.
Yeah. I just don't. It just can't be M, and it can't be Q.
No.
And also Moneypenny. Those are the 3 characters that you just can't turn into traitors.
What about you? Who would you pick for your villain?
Man, I always enjoy like very intelligent villains.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's an
Like,
interesting.
I would do that, or
Like how Javier Bardem was?
yeah, or I would do George Clooney,
Ooh, Clooney.
George Clooney.
but like a spin on his Ocean's character, but like, kind of like, but just kind of like him.
It's
just
Danny
like,
Ocean.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah,
as a
as
Bond villain.
yeah, and he's just like always a step ahead
You know
of
what?
Bond and stuff like that.
I would love. I actually would love that, because it would be a cat and mouse game of Bond trying to capture a thief, like a master thief, and the thief is getting bigger and bigger with his heist, where now Secret Service needs to get involved.
Yeah.
Because you can even have it where he's stealing things, not even to sell them. He's just stealing things to prove that he can.
Yeah,
Because that would be so funny.
yeah,
And it's such an interesting idea of like, I'm not a villain.
and then he just goes bigger and bigger, and then starts stealing like political like launch codes or something.
Yeah, he starts like going
Okay.
after launch codes. He starts going after this. Like that's an interesting plot. That is an interesting. I like that actually.
Yeah.
Bond after Master Thieves. So that's the James Bond Ocean's 11 cross.
There you go.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been watching the Ocean. I mean, I told you guys
Yeah.
I've been watching the Ocean's movies over
They're
and over
amazing.
again,
They're
and they're just
amazing.
like super cool and super fun. Especially 13, where it kind of teeter totters the whole reality disbelief, but at the same time, you're like, nah, it's a movie. Like,
Yeah.
it's fun, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I was like, oh yeah, you know.
I also like American villains in a Bond movie.
Yeah.
Because what's his name? Oh my God, Walken was a great villain. I loved Walken.
Oh yeah, Walken.
Walken's such a great villain. So I mean,
we gotta-
we got to start wrapping up.
Yeah.
But I'm super excited. I hope that of these, I'm hoping Dennis Villeneuve gets it. Honestly.
Yes, I want Dennis Villeneuve.
If Dennis Villeneuve gets it, that's going to be an awesome movie.
and if Edgar Wright gets it, that'd be interesting.
It's gonna be. It's definitely going to be an.
I gotta see a
interesting
trailer.
movie. Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely have to see a trailer.
You gotta show me a trailer.
Cool.
Whoa.
Dude, you look like the Joker.
I'm the Joker, baby.
Joker, baby.
Did it come out a little green?
Yeah, I did.
No, it's not bad though.
Shut up, Mom. Get out of my room.
Yeah.
Go play
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts, dude.
I will. All right.
Kingdom
I'm
Hearts. No,
gonna
you're
love
gonna be
it.
playing Kingdom Hearts too.
Dude, I
It's
feel
not a
like
phase. It's not a phase,
It's a
Mom.
lifestyle.
with your floppy hair, I feel like it should just be longer in front of your face,
Yeah.
like just
Just covering my face.
just covering your eyes. Just
Is your hair naturally straight or is it curly?
Depends.
So I'll thank Mandy really quick, guys.
Yeah, Mandy, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Great job.
Fantastic. It looks good.
First time
I
first
like
time
it.
dyeing.
Yeah, man.
Wait, Mandy,
She flipped us off. That's messed up.
is it your first time dyeing a dude's hair?
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
There we go.
Oh yeah, you don't dye your brother's hair.
Virgin
He does it himself. Oh okay.
But that, I didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's good. Thank you, Mandy. Now I'm gonna go listen
like
to
it.
MCR.
No good.
Hide in my room.
It turned out good.
It did.
turned out good.
Yeah.
No, it came out really
I was
good.
I was telling Mandy, I'm like,
It's
does it?
it came out different than what you wanted, but it came out very
It-
interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I asked Mandy, I'm like, does it look like I cheated and just darkened my hair? But she's like, no, you can clearly tell there's color. I'm like, okay.
You know,
I have a blue shampoo that I'll give you. It'll help retain the purple.
The purple?
in your hair.
Because
Yeah.
what was it? Because honestly, I think for that hair, I think you can go back to work with that because it's not outrageous.
no, it's not. It's not.
It's not outrageous. I think.
No.
I think if
Tame.
you. I think if
It's tame.
even if you have it when you go back to work, I don't,
think
people
MJ will be
notice.
scared of me now.
No, it's not a major
Yeah.
change.
No, it was good.
Blonde, she probably would have been.
Blonde, she would have been like, what the?
Yeah, but also surprisingly enough, you look good blonde.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
You were pulling it off.
You were pulling off
I
blonde.
was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
It's weird. I went from beach dude to emo dude.
Yeah.
Or scene kid.
Scene kid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Beach to scene.
Beach the scene.
I mean, blonde is interesting because blonde works.
But it wasn't
very
full
well.
blonde. It was like a blonde with like orange tips. It was like a. It was
Like
like
seafoam blonde.
yeah.
Yeah,
Which I
it
don't
was
know.
good. It looked good though.
I kept my promise, guys.
There you go.
Dyed my hair
That
for
is it.
y'all.
It
you guys
happened,
enjoyed
whether
it.
you like it or not. Like,
Where are we at in time?
Yeah.
Somebody just. We were closing
just-
out. We were
Yeah.
closing out when you walked in.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
We just hit an hour
Yeah.
31.
We just hit an hour and 31. We were closing
All
out.
right. Let's wrap it up. They can see the rest of my hair. In,
Right
post-credits.
before you end, who would be your
Bond
villain? Your villain in Bond.
Villain?
like
Like
actor, you would
actor
choose.
to
Yeah.
who would you choose to be the next villain, and who would you choose to be the next Bond?
I'd have to think about it because right now there's not a lot of like.
All right, well he's lame.
What
Okay, so
are
this
you
is-
talking about? It's just
Quickly, man. We got a minute.
We came up with names.
give me
Like
give me examples.
10 seconds. I came up with Willem Dafoe and Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah.
I came up with a concept of Bond takes on
George Clooney.
George Clooney from Ocean's 11.
Older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I got Punisher. The actor.
John Berthal.
You want
John
John
Barenthal.
Barenthal as the
And who's your-
villain.
Oh, you know
The
what?
villain.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
I don't know
like
why.
him.
You know what?
Dude, a crazy merc.
And
Dude, make him a-
essentially, I ended up unintentionally referencing GoldenEye.
Let's take it
Like
back.
the
Dude,
setup I was
so
giving, it was
so-
like, oh wait,
we'll
no,
play-
that is
we'll play it
GoldenEye.
back because he's like, oh yeah, what about if John Barenthal plays another 00, and then he betrays Bond, and then he's the bad, and then he's
But
going
this is
on.
like them still in the academy.
Yeah, and
Bond
everything-
doesn't have his 00 yet. You know,
Yeah, and-
they're still climbing the ranks of the Secret Service and like British.
that would be interesting. And the
Secret
and the
Service.
end of the movie is him gaining his 00 by killing John Barenthal.
Yeah,
That would be interesting.
he's met with the choice between like completing the mission or
siding with John Barenthal.
letting your friend live, even though you know he's done
Maybe.
bad things.
Maybe it's my Kingsman coming out. Jeremy Allen White
As
as
a
the
villain?
younger Bond,
No.
and then someone like Jason Momoa as the villain.
Jason Momoa.
Make him kooky.
You
Make him Fast X.
You fast X.
yeah.
Well,
That
we
is
do
the
want to go back to that like era of
goofy,
Bond of
yeah,
goofy
goofy
villains.
Bond. Yeah, I can see that.
God, you're so mean, Bond.
You're just wearing like
target me.
pink boas
Yeah,
and
he's
everything.
just wearing the same thing he's in
Just like a
Minecraft.
Make him
just
an
has a tank
exotic
top and
animal
everything.
owner.
Same wig and everything.
No, I was gonna say
You
he's
just
just
make
like
him
a
Tiger
chieftain.
King.
Yeah.
You just make him Tiger King. Is that
Yeah.
what you're doing?
Why not?
Yeah, he has like a whole Polynesian like
Exotic.
motif. He has a volcanic
Exotic
island with
Momoa.
an evil face, you know.
I would love it.
And his
I-
name is the Chief.
Yeah, I thought Willem Dafoe just because Willem Dafoe is just a perfect villain.
It is because he fits it so well.
But
Yeah.
Aaron Taylor Johnson versus him, it's like that perfect little balance.
Jeremy Allen White though.
Which one was Jeremy?
The
Jeremy-
bear.
He was in the he's
Oh,
Bear.
the
Is
bear?
also- yeah.
No, he would never be.
Is he too short? Is that why?
He's American.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to get a British actor.
You have to be a
Yeah.
British actor.
Man, if the Brits can freaking
No,
talk American, then you know what, or
for
have
Bond,
like.
no, for Bond, that's the number one. He has to be British. They will
Yeah.
not. They will not cast an American.
I still wish we got Idris Elba as like a Bond
Yeah,
for at least the
Yeah,
film.
but I think Nick was just like he's too old.
he is too.
He-
old.
he is
He's
too old now,
He's in his
yeah.
50s, or no, he's
Yeah.
in his 60s now. I think.
I don't know, but I liked him in Red.
Oh, he was amazing.
Great.
Yeah.
Get a Hispanic Bond.
Oh no, sorry, not Red.
Diego
The
Luna.
Losers.
Pedro
Losers
Pascal.
was good, and
The-
also
the thing is,
That was
Luther.
Daddy Bond.
Yeah, the bad
Luther.
Daddy Bond.
Yeah.
Pedro
Who?
Pascal as a
Oh.
Latin James Bond.
As a
Or I was gonna
Latin
say
James
Diego
Bond.
Daddy
Luna.
Bond.
Diego
Daddy
Luna.
Bond.
Diego.
No, I want Diego Luna as Zorro, dude.
No.
I want him as Zorro.
Diego-
Okay.
okay, Diego-
Even
Diego-
though he's not Mexican,
No, You know what I?
he's Guatemalan, right?
You know
No,
who?
that's
No, you can still have it though. Diego Luna.
Poe Dameron. Why can't I remember his name?
Poe Dameron.
Oh, yeah.
Oscar
yeah.
Isaac.
Oscar Isaac is Guatemalan.
No, what was it? You can still do it though. Just make him Felix Leiter. He's American.
Yeah, Oscar Isaac played an Egyptian.
But why don't you just make Diego Luna Felix Leiter, and that's it. You just call it a day. He's He's American CSI. I mean CIA.
Yeah.
That's it. It's Diego Luna. You can easily do that.
There you go.
All right.
Because I honestly I really do. I like when Bond has help. When it's not just Bond and he has like Felix Leiter and he has
I
all these
want the
other,
help
like,
to come in the form
side
of
characters.
a honeypot or a pussy galore.
Oh, yeah.
I want it. Sydney Sweeney.
Sydney Sweeney.
We can
as a
talk
Bond
about
girl.
this in post credits, guys.
Yeah, we can talk about. Oh,
Yeah.
actually, you know what? That would be a good topic. The Bond, Bond post credits.
Her code name is Bowling Balls.
And with that, let's wrap up. Keeping Up with the Nerds, issue 252. Check out our
get
website,
that one for free.
keepingupwiththenerds.com. Check out our socials, Instagram, Facebook, and xmen.com. Check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Keeping Up with the Nerds. And check out our audio platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Podbean, also on YouTube Music. Guys, check out w.gg. Use code KEEPUPNERD for 10% off your orders. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Keeping Up with the Nerds. Are we ready to sign off?
Yes.
Hold the W, shake them like that, and sign us off, Sean.
This has been Keeping Up with the Nerds, issue 252. I am Sean,
Nick.
Renee.
Brian.
and we'll see you in the next episode and in post credits.
Bye.